how to multiply numbers with decimal places. Let's say we have 2.3 times 4. A very simple example. We need to start this math with the rightmost digit and multiply by the number underneath. So 3 times 4 is going to be equal to 12. And as 12 has 2 digits, 1 and 2, we keep the rightmost digit, that is this one, here underneath, and the other ones we can carry over just right here above the number to the left. Now 4 times 2 is equal to 8, but as we have the number 1 here, 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. 92 is not our answer actually, but the answer is, as we have one decimal place, we also need to keep this one decimal place here underneath. So the answer is 9.2. Is the result of the multiplication of 2.3 times 4. Now let's try a larger number with more digits. 15.4 times 2.6. You can feel free to try this one. And always remember, we need to start from the rightmost digit that we have in the first column, and also from the rightmost that we have in the second column. So 6 times 4 is going to be equal to 24. So we have the 4, and we can carry over the number 2. 2 times 5 is equal to 30, plus 2, 32. So we have 2, and we can carry the number 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is equal to 9. So this is our first answer. But let me get rid of those numbers right here. Okay, now let's continue. As we are moving to the second number that we have right here, the second digit, from the right to the left, we always need to leave here a blank space. You can use a 0, or if you prefer, you can use a plus sign. Let's say 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Very simple. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. We have the 0, and we can carry over the number 1. 2 times 1 is easy. It's 2, plus 1 is 3. We almost done. Just remember, we need to add up those values right here. 4 plus nothing is equal to 4. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So we have 0, and we can carry over the number 1. 9 plus 0 plus 1 is 10. So again, 0, and we can carry over the number 1. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. So this is our answer. But the question is, where should I place the point of the decimals? As I have 1, 2 decimal places, I also need to have 2 decimal places. So here we have 1, 2. So the final answer is 40.04. Now let's try a number with more decimal places, such as 15.24 multiplies by 7.2. Always start from the rightmost digit that you have. So 2 times 4 is equal to 8. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So we have 0, and we can carry over the number 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And we can move on to the second row. And I can have either a plus sign right here, or a blank space, or a 0, let's say. Now we need to use the number 7. That is the number to the left of our rightmost digit. So 7 times 4 is going to be equal to 28. So here we're going to have 8, and here we're going to have 2. 7 times 2 is equal to 14, and 14 times 2 is 16. So here we're going to have 6, and here we're going to have 1. 7 times 5 is going to be 35, plus 1, 36. So 6, and here we have the number 3. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 is going to be the number 10. Here we cannot carry over the numbers anymore because there is nothing to the left. So 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 is 10, okay? Now we need to add up those values. 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12, so 2, and we can carry over the number 1. 6 plus 0 plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 3 is going to be 9, and then we can lower the number 10 because there is nothing to add up with this number right here. Okay, so the big question is, let me get rid of those numbers. Okay, just a second. Where should I place the decimal point? As we have in the first number 2 decimals, and in the second number we have the third one, we have 3 decimal numbers in total. So this is why I should also have 3, 1, 2, 3 decimal numbers. So this is where I should place the decimal point. So this is why I know my answer is going to be 109.728. Now let's try a harder number, 15.27 times 3.42. 2 times 7 is 14, so I have 4 and I can carry over the number 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10, so 0 and I can carry over the number 1. 2 times 1 is 1, plus 1 is 3. Okay, so the first row is done. Let's move on to the second one, or to the second digit, from the rightmost to the left. I need to add here a 0, or just skip this first column. 4 times 7 is going to be 28, so I have 8, and I can carry over the number 2. 4 times 8 is, 4 times 2 is 8. I already know the answer. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10, so 0, and I can carry over the number 1. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1, 21. 4 times 1 is going to be equal to 1, and as we have here the number 2, so 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is our answer. Now let's move on to the last and final row, the third one. Here we're going to use the number 3, and we need to skip 1, 2 times. As we did before, we skip just once, so here we need to skip twice, okay? And so forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. 3 times 7, 1, 2, okay. 3 times 7 is going to be 21, so 1, and then the number 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is going to be 8. 3 times 5 is 15, so we're going to have 5, and we can carry over the number 1 right here. And then 3 times 1 is going to be 3, plus 1 is 4. So this is almost our final answer. The thing that is missing here is the addition of those values. 4 plus zeros is 4. 8 plus 5 plus 0 is going to be 13, so 3, and then we can carry over the number 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Then we're going to have 8 plus 1, that is equal to 9, plus 3 is 12, so 2 and carry over the 1. 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12, carry over the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this is our final answer, or almost the final answer. Now we need to know, where should I place the decimal point? And as we have, let me get rid of those numbers, okay? As we have as the first number 2 decimal places, and in the number underneath we have more 2, we have 4 in total decimal numbers. So this is why I also should have 4 decimal numbers as the result. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to place the point just right here, after 4 numbers, from the rightmost to the left. So the answer is going to be 52.2234. This is our final result. Now another important question. And what if I have a number that starts with 0? Let's say 0.52. This number I want to have, let's say, 17.8 times 0.52. Let's start with 2 times 8, that is 16, so 6, and I can carry over the number 1. 2 times 7 is 14, and 14 times plus 1 is going to be 15, and I can carry over the 1 again. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And remember, let's skip the first column, and let me get rid of those numbers, okay? Now we have 5 times 8, that is 40, so 0 and carry over the 4. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 4, 39, so 9, and I can carry over the number 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Now we have a multiplication by 0. And always that you have a multiplication by 0 is let's say, basically very simple, because 0 times 8 is 0, 0 times 7 is 0, 0 times 1 is actually 0 too. So what we can do here, we can skip the third row, or if you prefer, 1, 2, and then you can do the math. But we're going to have 8 times 0 is 0, 8, 7 times 0 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0. Okay, simple as that. Now we need to add up those numbers. 6 plus zeros is 6, 5 plus zeros is 5, 9 plus 3 is going to be 12, so 2, and carry over the 1. 8 plus 1 is going to be 9, and here we have a 0. You can, if you want to, have the 0 right here, but you don't need to, because it's not going to change anything. But let's say, where should I place now the decimal point? I have here 1, 2, 3 decimal numbers. So 1, 2, 3. I should place just right here. So this is our answer of this multiplication, 9.256. So this is how we can multiply numbers with decimal places.